Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve LeetCode problem number 15, three sum. Okay. So yeah, so the problem is like we have to find three numbers which the index is not same for each. The index should be different. So we have to find three numbers from this, and the sum should be zero. So the numbers can be negative. Okay. Okay, now they cannot be duplicate. Like we find, suppose we find from one, we find all the combination from zero. So we are going to like see. Okay, so what is the time? What is the constraint? Like the constraint is like 3,000. Okay, so we can consider like 1,000. Okay, in decimal. Okay, in for we can ignore the three constant. So if we do like one loop, if linear it is going to take 1,000, and n square it is going to take 10 raised to 6, 10 raised to 6, and n cube it is going to take 10 raised to 10 raised to 9, 10 raised to 9. So 10 raised to anything related to 10 raised to 9 or 10, it is going to fail. Okay. The maximum limit for lead code to pass is 10 raised to 5, 5 or 6. Okay, 5 or 6. Okay, now 5 or 6. Okay, so the other solution can be like O of n square. So O of n square is going to pass since it is like 10 raised to 6. Okay. Okay, so the brute force solution is like n cube. So like we need three numbers, so we are going to iterate three times and find all the combination. Like first we are going to like see. Okay, we are going to copy this. So like see. So what will be the brute force? So we are going to keep like I here and j here and k here, and then we are going to increase this both. So we are going to increase like this, like this, like this, and then ij will be here, and j we are going to increase I, and then again we are going to increase for I and k. So the first k will go from here to here, and then j will go from here to here, each index. Okay, so it is going to like I will going to take o of n, j is going to take o of n, and k is going to take o of n. So total complexity will be like the brute force solution would be n cube. Okay. So what we can check the hints. What are the hints? Like array and two pointers. Okay, we can use sorting. So okay, since we don't need the index, we need the actual number. So we can do the sorting. We can the order does not matter. So index does not matter. So we do sorting. Okay. Now the numbers are sorted like -1, 0, 2, 5. Okay. Now what we can do? We can use two pointers. Like first we are going to lick the first there is going to be a loop I pointer, and then sorry, then we can keep a like two pointers. One is at the I plus one, and other is going to be like last pointer at at the rightmost. So this is going to be a window. So now what we are going to do, we are going to sum of nums of I, nums of I plus nums of L plus nums of R. Okay. Now, if sum is equals to 0, then we found the number. We are going to save all these numbers, or all these three numbers, Okay. And then we are going to increase the left, and we are going to decrease the right. Since, okay, we cannot go right further, and so we are shrinking the window. We are moving right, and this is right is coming over here. So yeah, the left is increasing and right is decreasing. Okay. Okay, now what if sum is greater than 0? So the our answer is more than our answer is large, so we are going to decrease from the right. So if we decrease from the right, the answer is going to be decreased. Okay, and if we increase from the left, the answer is going to increase. Since left values are less, so we are going to increase the answer. Okay, so we are going to do like r minus minus, since we need to decrease the answer. And if it is less than 0, then we are going to do L plus plus. Okay, let's start. And one more thing, like we don't want duplicates. Okay, so a set must not contain duplicates. So what we are going to do, we are going to sort it. Okay, suppose like array is like -1, so array is like -1, 0, then 0, then 1, then 2. So okay, so we are going to check like 0 we are going to check all the left and right all the possible answers, and then 0 for 0 we are going to check all the possible answers. Now again, if we found the new number is equals to previous number, then we are going to skip it, because we already found all from this 0, we already found all the answers, so they are going to be duplicate. Okay, let's start. So let's sort the numbers. Sort. So okay, so the sorting in JavaScript is like a string based, so we have to do separate sorting for numbers. So yeah, and we are going to keep a two-dimensional array. So we are going to push the array into this. Okay. So now let's start a one loop, like one pointer, first number pointer, I is less than nums dot length, I nums dot length, and we need two numbers. So there should be at least two numbers remaining. Okay. We don't want to go more. We need two numbers after the current index. Okay, to calculate right and left. Okay. So we are going to remove -2. Okay, and I plus plus. So we cannot go to the far end. We need two remaining numbers. Okay. Now let first number is going to num of I. Okay, we found the first number. Now okay. Now we need this condition. Okay. Now if I is greater than 0, since we are going to check I is greater than 0, and nums of I minus 1, I minus I minus sorry I minus 1 is equals to nums of I. What if current index is equals to previous index, and we are not going to check for 0, since for 0 I minus 1 is going to be out of bound. Okay. So yeah, and if the number is present, then we already found all the possible combination in this number. Okay. So no need to check for current number. So we are going to do like continue. We are going to do continue. Okay. Now let's consider left is equals to I plus 1. Okay. Next number, and right is going to be nums dot length minus 1, last number, length minus 1. Okay. Okay. Since we need two numbers at the end, so we have done minus 2. Okay. Over here -2. Okay. Now consider a while loop. While left is less than right, we cannot do equal, so there will be one number only if we do equals to. So left should be less than right. If they both cross the boundary, if right is less than right, right is less than left, then they have already crossed all the limits. They have already crossed the limit. Okay. So now sum is going to be left plus nums of left first plus nums of left plus nums of right. Okay. Now if sum is equals to 0, then we found the answer. Then we are going to result dot push uh, first and nums of left plus nums of right. Okay. We don't need index. We need the actual number. Now suppose see, we already suppose if we come over here, so -1, we are over here -1, and we already found combination with 0. Now we don't want to include next 0 also. We don't want to find again combination with 0, so we are going to skip the numbers which are equal than previous. Okay. So like while left is less than right, and nums of left is equals to nums of left plus 1. Okay. So next number is also same, then we are going to skip this number left plus plus, and once we found once this condition is true, we are going to do like left plus plus. Okay. Okay. Now while left is less than right, again similarly for right, like nums of right is equals to nums of right minus 1. So what we are going to do, right minus minus. Okay. And since it is only execute till equals, so we have to do one more right minus minus. Okay. So this condition is done. So now let's check if sum is greater than 0. Okay. Now sum is greater than 0, then we have to do r minus minus. Okay. Since sum is very big, so we reduce from the right side, and if sum is small, then we increase from right side, left side. Okay. Now at the end we can return the answer. We can return the res. So res is like array of arrays. Okay. Since we are putting array inside this, not the actual number. So okay. So let's try to run this code. Okay. So there is an error. Like, what is the error? Okay. So token. Okay. Let me check. Sorry. Okay. Second. Okay. Okay. No, it this should be if else. Okay. If else. Else if. Okay. Now let's check it. Sorry for that. So that should be else condition, if else. And the last should be the else. So the case has passed. Test case has passed. Now let's try to submit it. So it has passed. Okay. Thank you.